I have uncovered the location of the Clucky's restaurant. You better believe it. This is no clickbait, ladies and gentlemen. The location was practically handed to us on a silver platter. Yum, yum. But first, if you are new to the GW channel, hit that subscribe button for more Clucky's content. Alright guys, developer GameToons was teasing the Clucky's location in both their shows and the Clucky's game. Now, first off, let's talk about the show. In the first episode entitled GameToons Last Video, we can clearly see that player starts the video in the desert without much vegetation around him. So this leads me to believe he is in the southwest of the United States. There he stumbles upon the Clucky's restaurant, and next what we see is the desert again. In the most recent video, Clucky's gets a fan club. Here we see the girls arrive from the desert as well. But how are these people finding the restaurant so easily? Well, there must be a population nearby. That's all I can think of. And I'm about to answer that fully. But first, let's go on to our next clue. In our first Clucky's lore video, we actually find a letter from the construction company that made this restaurant. And now on the envelope, we can see that they are from Texas. It's up there in the upper right-hand corner is the mailing address. Texas has deserts, so this lines up with the GameToons episodes. Now, the only problem is Texas is huge. We cannot make out any more information from the letter, but that at least confirms that we're somewhere in the southwest in the state of Texas, likely. So knowing where we actually are in Texas is a real tough cookie. The last piece of information may reveal all. Now, if you go to the lobby of the game, you can see you are in the same setting as the cartoon show. It's actually the desert, and the features of the desert are in the distance. I attempted to use Google Lens on the landscape features, but I had no luck in getting a positive result. I then looked around to the perimeter of the lobby, with most of it being nothing but desert. It wasn't until I got to the merry-go-round where I was able to find a highway and a street sign. Now, if you're familiar with signs in the United States, the top sign in blue is an interstate, and the bottom sign in black and white, that is a U.S. route. Then, to figure out the numbers, I took multiple screenshots each time I went around the merry-go-round until I got a decent shot. The problem is that the sign is very far away, and so with no way to zoom in within Roblox, I had to zoom in using like Microsoft Paint. The fifth attempt of a screenshot was the best attempt. As you can see, the numbers are clearly Interstate 2 and US 83. Following that on Google Maps, it takes us to none other than the nearby Texas-Mexico border, with the biggest town being Reynosa, Mexico. However, there is one problem, ladies and gentlemen. There are no deserts here. If you go to Street View on Interstate 2 or US Route 83, there are plenty of trees and grasses. Only when you travel further west do you start to see a desert landscape. So is this the real location of Clucky's restaurant? Did we read those numbers wrong? Well, in my opinion, if the restaurant is not located on Interstate 2 and US Route 83, then the signs were placed there to mislead us, or the signs were to give us an idea that we were somewhere in Texas. Or it's even possible it was just some random sign that the developer selected and put in the game. Let me know in the comments what you think down below. I personally think we are in Texas in the desert, but I don't think it's necessarily down by 83 and 2. And we will catch you in the next video. Later, dudes.